MBA fresher, your hiring manager is not just looking for your technical skills, but also whether you're fit for their company. They're looking for various qualities, and chances are you may have learned them through your coursework, extracurricular activities, internships, workshops, and prior jobs. Interviewing for an MBA college placement requires you to draw upon all of these experiences. Let's watch a few MBA college placement interviews in action, and you will see me pop when I have some juicy, interesting secrets to share. But hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on such content. Hi, yes, please have a seat. So, tell me a bit about yourself. So, I've always been a top performer in academics. I scored exceptionally well in my MBA and won a lot of awards during my college years. I don't have much experience, but I'm a quick learner. I've always been ambitious and competitive, and I'll do whatever it takes to succeed. I hope to gain valuable skills and knowledge from this job. The candidate does articulate her achievements, but here's what's missing: the evidence of being a quick learner and the lack of direction. Yes, the enthusiasm is great, but it's not enough. The hiring manager isn't looking for an answer that's all about you. They're looking for an answer that talks about your goals with a hint of you. Let's rewind and watch her tackle that question again. Absolutely. I'm an MBA graduate with a passion for driving business growth through strategic innovation and effective leadership. I've had the opportunity to intern in various roles, from consulting to corporate finance, which has provided me with a diverse perspective on business challenges. Outside of work, I enjoy meeting new people and gaining new experiences. I love socializing and traveling. You never know what new someone can teach you. Notice the improvement. Quite the upgrade, wouldn't you say? Let's see how the candidate responds to another question. What motivated you to pursue an MBA? I did get the chance to work in some great companies, but I was quite tired of my current job, and I heard that having an MBA opens up new opportunities. Frankly speaking, I was also fascinated by having a corner office with a skyline view. I also felt like an MBA might help me figure out my career, and I felt like it's an important step to take. Let's decode what's working here. The candidate comes across as confident, honest. But there are a few red flags too. The candidate comes across as disregarding reality and lacking direction and specificity. If she did work in some great companies, just an office with a skyline view does not seem to be a great motivating factor, right? So, how did she conclude that an MBA would be the right thing to do? She needs to be specific. Even the hiring managers do not want you to give answers that might seem vague. Let's see her redo the last part, shall we? Throughout my career in marketing, I've encountered challenges which have sparked my interest in understanding deeper business dynamics. Pursuing an MBA seemed like the logical next step to equip myself with the knowledge and skills necessary to make a meaningful difference on the business side of things, not just the brand side. I see this degree as a catalyst for my professional growth. Alright, and you mentioned you worked in marketing, right? Could you describe a time for me when you failed to meet someone's expectations? And how did you resolve that situation? So, this one time, I missed a crucial deadline for a report submission. I think that happened because I overcommitted myself to multiple tasks. Well, I failed my boss's expectations too. To resolve it, I tried to bridge the gap and tried out the best way to make it work, and I think it eventually did work out. Now, that answer has red flags written all over it. But here's what you need to avoid: dwelling on failure itself. No hiring manager wants to know it. With that in mind, let's see her kickstart the same answer a bit differently. In a previous role, I underestimated the time needed for a certain task, which caused an overall delay in the project timeline. To address the issue, I took ownership of the mistake and immediately informed my team. I reassessed the priorities and redistributed the tasks to ensure that we met the deadline. We also identified areas of improvement in our project planning process. Ultimately, we were able to deliver on the task, and the impact exceeded the expectations of our leadership. Didn't that answer sound impressive? There are a ton of takeaways for you in it. The candidate explained the mistake and what happened honestly, told what she did to address it, taking the onus on herself, plugged in the results and impacts smartly. Remember, just being able to address the problem, the solution, and the impacts can differentiate you from others. Missed a deadline, huh? Must have been tough on the team too. So if your colleagues were describing you, what would they say? Colleagues would probably say I'm a perfectionist, one who doesn't rely on others for help, and state the fact that I'm a workaholic. No. That's not a zone you should venture into. These traits are not seen in the best light, and that's because verbal evidence of why they say so is missing in action. Let's hit that rewind button and give her another shot at that question. Sure. I think my colleagues would likely describe me as a collaborative team player who strives for excellence. I actively contributed to group projects by leveraging my communication skills to ensure everyone's perspectives were heard and integrated. This answer has a remarkable difference, right? The candidate talked about one of her strong pursuits and backed it up with evidence. It shows that the candidate is not just a collaborative team player on resume, but also at work. And that makes a huge difference. So this collaboration and all is fine, but wherever there's a team, there are disagreements. So how do you deal with times when you have unpopular opinions? Or do you just give in for the sake of the team? So here's what you need to avoid. Making it too much about yourself and blaming it all on your colleagues. In a team meeting, I once proposed a different approach to a project that went against the majority's opinion. While it wasn't initially well received, I calmly explained my reasoning and provided evidence for my stance. In the end, we found a compromise that improved the project's outcome. Wow, that sounds nice. Now that answer left an impact, didn't it? The candidate stated clearly how she explained her stance and told the result of sharing an unpopular opinion. It shows that the candidate is confident and comfortable in her skin, but she does not try enforcing their choices on anyone else. Alright, that's all I needed to know. Before we wrap up, do you have any questions for me? Well, no, I think you covered everything. Oh yeah, I have this one question. When can I expect my first promotion? Hold on. This is a very critical moment. The hiring manager is trying to understand whether you're a critical thinker and if you're curious to join the organization. It could be interesting to watch her rework and refine that last part. Don't you agree? Here are some great questions to ask. Can you provide some insight into what a typical day would look like in this role? Can you tell me a little more about the professional growth opportunities within the company? Could you share more about the dynamics of the team that I'll be working with? And that's how you nail the MBA college placement interview. We've covered quite a lot that will help you ace the interview. Remember, it's not just about what you say, but how you say it, with confidence, authenticity, and a sprinkle of charm. Thanks for tuning in. But hey, if you need more such tips and tricks, make sure to check out the rest of our series. And as always, stay curious.